Matter of fact, this crappy ammo that I got these bullets lined up on back here. But anyway, getting on with it. This is a 380 or a 9mm short or 9mm Browning, however you want to call it. I think everybody calls it a 380 nowadays. And just so you know, that's a 45. That's a 9mm Luger, 9mm Parabellum, however you want to call it. This is the 380, and that's a 9x19 Makarov. So most people don't know what this is. I'll take that out of the equation. 45 ACP, 9mm as you guys know it, and what works in this gun is a 380, 9mm short, 9mm Browning, however you want to call it. Now the ammo I was talking about, this is what I was out shooting today. I did have, out of 150 rounds, I had 2 failure to fires. I did have marks on the primers, it's just they didn't fire. When I put them back in a second time, they did fire. I don't know if that was the dirt or if it was just crappy primers put in. I don't know what it was. So it sure as hell wasn't a gun, because that's the first time anything like that's ever happened in this weapon. So I've probably have maybe 1,200 rounds through this gun, and that was the first 2 issues I've ever had at all, except in the very beginning. And then that wasn't it. I was telling you about the trigger. The trigger was very, very tough on this in the beginning. When you first pulled this trigger, it was a bear. It felt like the safety was still on. It was the true 8 pounds, and then when it finally broke in, it feels a lot better now. It's a lot, I can feel it right when it's gonna break. The reset, you can just feel the reset. So it wore itself in, let's put it that way. So anyway, this is the gun that's used in all the 380 ballistics tests, and I used it for that 2.7-inch barrel reason. And just, if you guys don't know about 1911s, it's just a basic 1911 feature, which I don't know if you haven't heard about it. You know, this is the 100-year mark, so everybody should know what a 1911 is by now. You got the manual safety back there. It's a cock and lock style. It is a single action only. Pull the trigger. I already went through that. It's got a slide stop. Slide stop's right there. It's manipulated by the right thumb or left thumb, however you shoot, or if you're left-handed, I guess you could do it with your index finger. It is a 6+1, so it's a 7-round gun if you have the one in the pipe. It does have the night sights. Very good night sights, by the way. I did shoot this one time at dusk, and then I did shoot it one time in a dark room. We were going through a shoot house, and I used this. This thing is very, very accurate with good rounds. Now, like I said, it's only going to be as accurate as the person shooting it. You don't have a lot of leeway. It's a 2.7-inch barrel. So if you drank too much coffee that morning, you're not going to have a good round with this thing. So if you're anywhat little jittery that morning, you might want to grab something a little bigger, because if you move just a little bit with this, it's going to show. And most of what you guys are going to see, I'll put a little picture-in-picture there. You guys will see some shooting. That was all at 15 yards. So you can see this is good at putting it in the X-ring, keeping it in the 9, the 10, stuff like that. But basically, this thing is fun. Very fun. 380s are fun to shoot. And they're not as expensive as they used to be. I mean, I love 380s. You can have all kinds of fun with 380. Brass and bullets just aren't that expensive anymore. Just all kinds of fun, and I like to reload, so I save my brass, reload them up. It's a very fun gun. Like I said, it's based off the Colt Mustang. It's the HD model. It's the full stainless bottom, stainless upper. Everything else is just a lot of fun with this thing, and you guys wanted to know what was in all those videos, and there you go right there. The Sig P238 HD. Okay, you guys wanted to know how this thing comes apart. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than a regular 1911, and I failed to mention this earlier. There is no plug assembly up here. The guide rod's made in, everything like that. There's no bushing, as you guys can see right there. It's bushingless. So basically how this comes apart is you need to pull the slide back until the holes line up on the slide release. So, I mean, you guys can do it a bunch of different ways. This is how I do it. I just kind of take it, pull it back with one hand until I get it to line up like that, which, let me see if I can show you guys a little better. I just get that to line up, and then I just pop it out. And then you pull it out. That's the slide stop. You just pull it out, and then everything just comes off the front, okay? And then you got your lower receiver, which you just set to the side. And then you have the upper receiver, which has the spring assembly and the barrel, okay? Spring assembly has the guide rod. It's a one-piece design. Like I said, bushingless in the front. So there's basically your top piece right there. There's your barrel. It's got the lug assembly. It doesn't swivel. It's made together. 2.7-inch barrel. Now, one thing you guys need to know is when you put these back together, you do have to be careful, and this even goes back to the old Colt Mustangs. This piece right here is the ejector, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me, right here, that piece, that's the ejector that sticks up. When you put this back together, you have to push this down. Now, but you don't push it down all the way. You only push it down a little bit. Let's see if I can do this in the small confines of this camera here. So we got it all apart. We're done cleaning. Got to put everything back together. Just take your barrel, stick it in your upper receiver, your slide, whatever you want to call this. Make sure the springs put on the guide rod. It only goes one way, unlike some 45s. You can do it different ways. This one, it's got a small end, big end. Make sure you push that up in there. Get that locked in place. Now here's where the trick comes in. I slide the slide onto the lower receiver. Now I got to push this down just a little bit until it clears the slide, okay? Now, one thing, if you push this down too far, it'll get stuck, and one or two things are going to happen. You're either going to have to send this thing off to Sig and have them unstick it, or if you know what you're doing, you can take the gun apart, push on the sear, and get that ejector to come back up. Now, I've even done this. I pushed it down too far a couple weeks ago, and you have to take the right grip panel off, get in there, push on the sear, and it'll come loose. After I done it once, I learned a little trick, and that's just barely push it down as it comes back. Now, here's another little trick that I've learned with this gun. Once everything's back together, you don't have to worry about hooking up the lug and all that to the deal, which is kind of cool because it doesn't float like the other one. It's made permanent. So just let the gun rest like that. Go ahead and put it in just a little bit. You'll feel it catch, and then as you move it in, it slides in for you. Then all you got to do is just slide it back until you can push it the rest of the way in. I mean, it's that easy. You don't have to worry about flipping the gun upside down, kind of giving it that little 1911 jiggle to get it to line up and getting the slide stop pushed in. This gun's back together. Do a function test. Good to go. So anyway, I told you guys I'd show you how to take it apart. It's pretty much that easy. Just remember, you just pull back until everything lines up, pop it out, pull the slide spin, take it all apart, and then when you put it back together, remember, there's that little ejector right here. So right when the slide comes back, what I do is I just push it down till it just gets below the slide, like that. Then I pull it the rest of the way back, and then I let the gun come to rest. Then I take the slide stop, put it in the slide stop hole, bring the slide back until it falls right in. It's that easy. This goes together a lot quicker than a regular 1911. Then do a function test. Safety on, safety off.